welcome to episode 9 of my Special Ops Challenge Guide series. Today's episode covers the Phase Hunter Challenge. Follow another FTL rig into phase shift and kill them there. So this is going to be a unique video. As you might expect, there's only a few things that can be said about this challenge. It's more or less based on being at the right place at the right time. Now with that said, I've got a special treat for you here. I love to help smaller YouTubers out, and there's one such up-and-coming channel that I feel deserves a huge shout out. You may even have seen his name in a few of my videos before. His name is AManNamedStar. He's got a unique storytelling talent that he portrays incredibly well in his videos. Watching one of his videos is almost like watching an actual movie, as you'll soon find out. He just recently covered this challenge and was more than thrilled when I asked him if I could share it. Now he currently only has 500 subscribers, but he puts in as much effort as I do, despite not getting many views. I highly suggest checking his channel out, and be sure to tell him that Tabor Hill sent you. If you like what he did with this video, be sure to subscribe to him for similar content. So without further ado, here's AManNamedStar's take on the Phase Hunter Challenge.
There are things that go bump in the night. And we are the ones who bump back.
Forget what you think you know. Phase shifters exist. Think back to those countless stories told of creatures and monsters at bedtime by your parents. Even now, men continue to tell these great fabrications through the use of moving pictures. What if I told you there's truth behind such stories? That one group of hidden men are responsible for the imagination seen and unseen throughout time. I am of that group. My name is Star. I was born half human, half shifter. They call me the Daywalker. I have all of their strengths, none of their weaknesses, except for the sweat. I have the ability to phase into an alternate dimension at will for a short period of time. It is there where I seek to kill those not quite like me. Those who are able to phase through the use of a special suit. Men who abuse this power to sake of the greater good. But that story is for another time.
You are not in Kansas anymore.
One cannot be explained what phase shifting is. One must be shown. Think of any spot on this earth, and know that you can go to that same spot under a different reality, where those around you are whispers of their former selves. You still occupy the same space, but under different reflections. Some say you can glimpse this phenomenon when the sun sets at just the right point in time. It is how men came up with the ideas of the afterlife, or first imagined the idea of a multiverse. However you choose to see it, I go to this place to kill other phase shifters. Demons, as you might call them. I have but a moment in this alternate dimension, so I live my life one phase shift at a time. Hunting, searching, killing these men. Unfortunately, one does not know when one will encounter a phase shifter during battles. One can only be prepared for when that moment arrives. But what is this preparation? Truth be told, not much. But what we do know is enough to take a phase shifter out should that moment arise. Listen carefully, for what I'm about to tell you is the difference between a successful hunt and a failure. When a phase shifter begins to phase into an alternate dimension, his body first leaves a trail of his human form behind in the present world, in the shape of a ghost-like shell. Time is of the essence if you see this phenomenon, because it only lasts for less than a full second before phasing is complete. You must immediately phase yourself to have a chance for the kill. Another subtle clue to the potential presence of a phase shifter comes in the form of a battle calling card, a postmark of sorts that lets others know a phase hunter is among them. Time seems to go on forever as the days go by in between successful hunts. There must be a way that I can draw out the phase shifters in order to eliminate them. But how? That is the question that gnawed at my mind during my time spent hunting other shifters in Geneva. Although history is often manipulated through the skewing of one's own lens, sometimes there are subtle clues in the stories that have been told through the ages. And one thing is for certain. Phase shifters are attracted to other phase shifters. Although against my principles, I must abuse my own powers to draw them out. Eventually, others on the enemy team will heed my actions. And what do I mean by this? It's simple. If I phase shift enough times throughout successive hunts, eventually another user will be tempted to come after me. He or she will be able to use the proverbial phone booth and change your rig loadout during the game. One mustn't forget that the hunt for phase shifters happens through the battle against other men, for it is these very men who they hide amongst. Be wary of phasing into another dimension at the first signs of trouble or gunfire, because there may be greater danger awaiting you. Yes, the ability to surprise a group of unsuspecting foes is a great tactic, or the feeling of taking out a corner dweller who stinks of campage is rewarding beyond measure. But do so at your own peril. It is very easy to be taken out by those very shifters that you hunt. Instead, if you must phase when being attacked, immediately turn around in case you have been followed. Oftentimes, events happening are but a blur, and the overwhelming moment can cause you to lose sight of your surroundings. But be secure in knowing that you can equip a special ability that allows you to know when others are watching, and more importantly, when those we don't speak of enter the same dimension with you. Your senses will react, and you will see flashing yellow lights all around you. But you must react fast, for death is at your doorstep. There was a time in history of man when word was taken as truth, and the idea of lying was as foreign as this alternate dimension I speak of. The life of a phase hunter is quite lonely, and truthfully speaking, quite boring. I often found ways to pass time in between hunts by playing games with the unsuspecting. Noobs, they are called. Alas, I have grown apart from such youthful ways, for I know now the perils that lie when abusing my power. This is my life, once given but now chosen, one phase shift kill at a time, saving humanity, while also creating new legends for them to tell.
Into the light I command thee. Into